Pasterik out with a knee injury.
Knee injury.
Yeah. And welcome to Clarion University basketball here at Tippin Gymnasium on this Saturday afternoon. Good to have you along with us. Anthony Fusa here alongside me, Michaela Williams. Michaela, a big women's basketball game here today at the gymnasium here in Clarion University. The Clarion Golden Eagles are taking on their arch rivals here as they're fighting for a playoff spot, fighting for that 4th seed in the PSAC West. They're taking on the Indiana University of Pennsylvania Crimson Hawks. Michaela, what's the key from making this game not like last time these two teams met, just 3 weeks ago? Clarion got off to a horrible start. Second half came, they made the score close, but still it was a 17-point win for IUP. What are your keys here today?
Well, just keep rolling on the momentum. Clarion got some big wins over the week. Big win against Edinburgh last weekend, a big win on Wednesday. So basically just keep the momentum going. They've got the momentum, they're getting their confidence there, so just keep riding on that. IUP is a really good team, but as we saw, they beat Edinburgh number 2 in the section, so IUP not unbeatable.
You know, we hear about Hannah Heater, how dominant she is. We also hear about Raven Jones, even though she's struggling somewhat this season. But one player that is a spotlight for us here this afternoon is guard Tanea Holmes. Averages 8 points per game, 55% from the free throw stripe. What else sticks out to you, and how is she going to be incorporated here today if they want to win?
Well, Tanea Holmes is one of those players, I'm not going to say grip player because she definitely contributes more, but she was like in the beginning of the season, not a lot was said about her, but now she's like finding her spot on the court and in the game. So basically just keep it fitting with her.
Also, we take a look at IUP's key player, our spotlight player for the afternoon, Marita Matthey. And she is pretty dominant. Michaela, what do you think about her as she is a pretty good sophomore here this season?
Definitely, she's one of the leaders there for IUP, leading with 17 points last time they left, and also one of the big point getters for the Crimson Hawks. So definitely one of the big players to watch out tonight.
Of course, IUP with 16 wins on the season has clinched a playoff spot, as they are one of the better teams in the conference and will take a rise for the national anthem. Our national anthem here at Tippin Gymnasium. Good to have you along with us on CU TV Sports. And now for your starting lineups here this afternoon. As for Clarion University, they'll have Tanea Holmes at one guard spot, the 5'6" freshman from Medford, Massachusetts. At another guard spot, you have the always gritty, pretty good defender herself, Raven Jones, wearing the number 21. Also, young freshman Mariah Gator, coming from Cincinnati, Ohio. She's been a gritty player from day one. Coach Parsons loving the enthusiasm from her. And also we look at the forwards for Clarion. Hannah Heater, wearing the number 34. She's been dominant. Had her 24th career double-double last time out in Clarion's win against Edinburgh, also, or against Slippery Rock, rather. And we look at the other forward for Clarion. It is Alea Miller, the senior from Philadelphia. And as for Indiana University of Pennsylvania, Taylon Watson in at one guard spot. Lindsay Stamp in wearing the number 3 from Erie, Pennsylvania, the young 5'10 sophomore. Also Marita Matthey, the young sophomore from Indiana, Pennsylvania. She averages 11 points per game and 40% from the field, while shooting 74% from the three-throw stripe. Also on the floor for IUP, Melanie Todd, the young junior forward from Springfield, Virginia. And rounding out that order is sophomore Ashley Stoner from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So underway here, just getting underway here at Tippin Gymnasium, as these two Goliaths will take flight.
Should definitely be a good game. One team already in the playoffs, one seeking a spot.
Here we go, Melanie Todd and Hannah Heater. Heater wins it. Here we go, Tanea Holmes taking it up. Tanea Holmes driving on the right side, looking for that correct open man. Here's Raven Jones. Tight defense right now from IUP.
For sure, pressuring the ball and pressuring the players.
Raven Jones open, misses that one. And here we go. Matthey taking her time. Trying to find an open player, over to Stoner. Back over to Todd. And it's Matthey kicking it out to Lindsay Stamp. No good, and looks like it'll stay. It looks like it'll move over to Clarion U, as Alea Miller will inbound it here in the early going.
It's a bit of a break there. Not a lot of Clarion players boxing out on that last rebound. Hannah Heater, I could tell she was upset about that one.
Tanea Holmes calling the shots, over to Gator. Taking her time to Hannah Heater. Driving it in the lane. And a charge. And so IUP will inbound it with Todd to Matthey.
Kind of a slow start so far. Hopefully that's the benefit there for Clarion. Neither team, seems like both teams are kind of feeling their way through right now.
Here we go, Stoner over to Todd. And Lindsay Stamp gives it inside to Todd. Here we go. Over to Matthey. Taking on Holmes. Ball off to Taylon Watson. Over to Matthey for 3. And how about that buzzer beater?
Just in the nick of time there.
Here we go, Raven Jones and Miller transitioning down the floor. Miller in and out. Raven Jones misses that one. Another close range shot, no good. Matthey to Todd.
Can't do that. You gotta make those shots.
Lindsay Stamp from downtown, no good. Here we go. Taylon Watson saying, Jones, what you got? Pass inside to Stoner, no good. As she'll have to fetch it. So Matthey trying to set things up for the Crimson Hawks. And losing that one is Lindsay Stamp. Has Gator fall to the floor. Over to Matthey for 3, no good. Tanea Holmes. So here comes Alea Miller, the forward. Driving in the pass outside. And a miss there by Hannah Heater. And here's Lindsay Stamp throwing it to no one as no one was paying attention, intended for Talon Watson. Right there's Gator.
We got time.
30-second timeout from G. Parsons. So far, so good here for Clarion.
It's kind of a slow start. Like I said, slower start in that. Sloppy stuff by both teams, but obviously the difference being that IUP three-pointer. A lot of shots that Clarion's missing too that normally in the past couple games they've been making. Hopefully that evens out by the end of the quarter.
I mean, when you look at these two teams statistically, I mean, you would say, oh, well, what's the big difference? I mean, you have Clarion that scores about 65 points per game, IUP 70, almost 70. So, I mean, these two teams aren't that much different, except for Clarion, they have 4 less conference wins.
That just being a slow start on Clarion's part in the beginning of the season.
And here's Gator over to Raven Jones, loses the handle, and it'll go off Clarion. So Todd will inbound. So Marita Matthew, sophomore guard, averages almost 4 rebounds a game. Here's Talon Watson to Todd. And Stoner gets the score.
Yeah, Clarion's playing a man defense, I do believe, and just lost a player there.
Oh, contact made and a foul on IUP as Jones hits the deck.
I like that. IUP right off the bat pressuring Clarion. You can tell they want to win this just by that.
So Gator will inbound it for Clarion. Clarion ball. Jones into Heater, into Gator. Oh, wow, off the side. No good. And Gator over to Holmes for 3. And right there, our spotlight player is involved. 5-3 the score. With 16:19 to go in this first half.
Proving why she deserves to be the spotlight player.
Lindsay Stamp. Driving it inside. And lays it in. 7-3, Clarion trails.
Just a little lazy D there on Clarion's part.
Raven
if
Jones.
you see IUP coming down with their defense, they're pressuring, they're on them. Clarion, not so much.
There's Gator for 3, snips the wrists of that. It's 7-6 here in Tippin Gymnasium. 15:45 to go.
Clarion finding their game right now. A little slow start, but I think they're picking it up right now.
There's Matthew over to Watson. Inside and pass. An error, out of bounds. Immediate timeout. So we'll take a break here on the Clarion University TV network. Of course, you look at the standings. Clarion fighting for that 4th spot in the PSAC standings.
It's definitely a tough fight, and it gets even tougher. Cal U won today, so still not a noticeable change in the standings.
Clarion entering the day was 3 back. At this point, 3.5. Trying to keep their playoff hopes alive with just 4 games left.
Yeah, Mercyhurst is right on their tail, so it's another thing that's kind of nagging at the back of them. They've got Mercyhurst to worry about. Of course, trying to catch up to Cal U is the big thing right now. Gannon, of course, dominating the section.
Of course, 5 games left. I'm already skipping ahead here in the week.
Just a bit. You're a little too anxious there. We've got Ann Dybert in there. Checked in.
And Dybert in. And a kicked ball. Ball goes off the foot of Zanae Brooks, wearing the number 15. She checks in for IUP. And there's Raven Jones. Far side, gives it up to Holmes. And Gator, again from the corner, almost in and out. Zanea Brooks gives it off to Marina Wareham. And Stamp charging in. Matthew pass turnover. And here's Hannah Heater beyond the 3-point stripe. So Raven Jones looking for that offensive spark. She's been struggling of late. And here's Dybert missing that one.
Too many missed shots on Clarion's part. Picked, I don't know, 6, 7 shots already, missed all of them.
So Brooks over to Stamp. Taking it inside, trying to draw some fouls, no good. And Holmes takes it the other way. Clarion seeing nothing so far. And a turnover. Nope, they keep it.
Wonder if that's part to Clarion offense or the IUP defense there.
Of course, those are some problems Clarion had. The main problem was turnovers. And that is a turnover.
Seems to me Clarion's rushing the ball a bit. As you can see, some of those shots are rush shots, and honestly, I have to attribute that to just the IUP defense. It's an in-your-face man D, and that's maybe throwing Clarion off their game just a bit there.
Laisha Crawford came in for Raven Jones just a short time ago. Leslie Stamp charging Gator and draws the foul.
Want to take a charge there. Perfect opportunity. Her body looked like she was squared up because she should have taken it.
So Stamp inbounds it as Wareham passed it up back to Stamp. And here's Zanea Brooks going inside, gets it to go. And one.
Defense just a little lackluster there. I don't even know. No one was on her. Just let her go right through.
Scratched from this game, Amy Fairman, the sophomore guard from Creekside, Pennsylvania. Also, their star, Sarah Pasterik, the senior 5'11" forward.
And that's a huge loss for them. She has 248 points for the year. She's 81.6% from the free throw line, missing big points, big foul shots. Hopefully a big break for Clarion.
And here's Crawford. Gives it up to Holmes. Over to Crawford. And Mariah Gator gives it off to Crawford. Holmes. And now Gator's turn. Snips the wrist. And there's a three. It's 9-9 with 13 minutes to go. So here we go. Marina Wareham gives it off. And right there's Melanie Todd over to Leslie Stamp.
Looks like Clarion switched to zone D now, seeing if that works better against this IUP offense.
Talon Watson over to Leslie Stamp inside. Zanea Brooks taking on Dybert. No dice as Todd. And IUP will keep it.
The better D there from Clarion, staying on maybe just doing better. And a
three air ball, and Mariah Gator gives it up to Crawford, and Gator searches for a person to pass to. Right there's Holmes. Of course, Crawford gives it in to Heater, and off the glass and in.
There we go. There's the Clarion offense we want and need.
Clarion leads 11-9.
First time leading in the game.
Wareham to Todd, over to Zanea Brooks. Back to Wareham, over to Stamp, and she'll miss a three. But IUP recovers. And here we go, Wareham. Inside, wide, miss, and a foul called.
Yep, Hannah Heater drawing that one, I do believe. And
A media timeout. And we'll take a break here on the CTV network. 11-9, Clarion leads.
Oh, are you going out tonight?
I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work.
That's so gay.
Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia. Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia. Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say?
Well, welcome back to Tiffin Gymnasium. Anthony Fusey here alongside me, Michaela Williams, and an 11-9 Clarion Golden Eagle lead over the IUP Crimson Hawks.
Clarion gets the ball back here.
Alea Miller will inbound it. Right there is Laisha Crawford. And here comes Hannah Heater.
IUP trying to use that press, but it looks like Clarion's having a pretty good job of breaking it.
Crawford with the miss, gets it back to Gator, over to Raven Jones. Off the side of the rim. So here's Talon Watson taking it for IUP. Lisa Burton has checked in since that media timeout occurred. Wareham into Zanae Brooks. Right there's Wareham. Misses that one. So it'll stick and stay with IUP.
Clarion D doing better now. Maybe a little talk with Coach Parsons there, getting them better, or maybe just these points, getting the points and that, getting them a little confidence here.
There's Wareham. And now it's Todd over to her offensive friend. And here we go, Wareham. A rotation of passes inside now.
Looks like we got Ashley Stone and Marita Matthew back in the game.
Checking out, Zanae Brooks and company. Here we go. As a circus shot, no good by Melanie Todd. Here we go, Raven Jones turns it over.
That's a beautiful fast break there, just couldn't keep a hold of it.
Clarion riding a 2-game win streak with wins over Slippery Rock on the 6th of February and then Edenborough on the 2nd. They won that 1-1.
That was a big upset win for Clarion. Edinburgh, number 2 in the section. Definitely a win Clarion needed. Hopefully they can get one here.
Traveling called, and Alea Miller will give it back up. Alea Miller gives it off to Crawford. Double team.
Nice patience with the ball, Clarion, not rushing it. Which is something you can't do with the IUP. Or I spoke too soon, I suppose.
19 on the shot clock, and not enough time, I guess. They turn it over. Stoner gives it off to Matthew. So here we go, Matthew taking on Crawford with about 10 minutes to go in this one. 11-9. 11-9 Clarion the lead. Stoner inside. Can't get it to go.
Nice defense there by Heater and Miller.
Here comes Clarion. Crawford into Heater. Taking on the smaller Todd. And Crawford barking at her offensive friends.
Yeah, Lisa Byrne right in the face there of Crawford, playing really good D on her.
Turnover on Heater. Here comes Watson taking on Miller. Shot, no good, and Jones takes it for Clarion.
Got a fast break there, only one back.
It's a track meet here at Tippin. Raven Jones with 20 seconds off to the freshman Gator from Cincinnati. No good. But she recovers it in a fresh 30. Here comes Jones. Shot in. Tiptoed its way through. And it's 13-9 with 9 minutes left in this first half.
Excellent first half so far for Clarion. After a little shaky start, they're doing all the right things now, playing some good D, boxing out, making IUP work to get those points.
There's Taylor Watson over to Lisa Burton. Charging Raven Jones down the lane. And a travel.
Like I said, excellent D there. We got some 3 subs going in for IUP, trying hopefully maybe to get some spark in for the Crimson Hawks. How long has it been since the IUP's had a basket?
It's been long enough. As 3 substitutes come in for Clarion also, as Savolchik gets the pass from Miller. There's Tanea Holmes over to Heater. Turnover, pass off Savolchik, and Matthew takes it up with 8:30 to go. Matthew trying to direct traffic inside to Stoner, double team. She doesn't care. Shot no good. As Zanae Brooks gives it off to Wareham. So Wareham taking it in, pass outside, shot by Matthew, goes through. 13-12.
Not much you can do on that one.
And a pass leads to a turnover once more.
It looks like we've got a timeout. Coach Parsons calling one, I believe.
Media timeout. And we entered the day with Clarion trying to get into the postseason. Well, G. Parsons say she's looking for a 450th career win here today.
Definitely a huge milestone there. Can't even fathom it. Her turning around the season overall too. They came in promising, a little shaky start, but now they're in the hunt for a playoff spot. Something that we hoped for, but didn't necessarily expect.
Margaret G. Parsons, a PA Sports Hall of Famer, 4-time PSAC Coach of the Year in 91, 2, and back in 05 and 08 as well. Looking to lead Clarion to their 12th PSAC playoff berth and looking for 340th here in Clarion specifically. Last time Clarion made the postseason was back in 2009 when they were 12-6 and 4th in the PSAC West, and of course they're fighting for that spot here again this season.
It would just be fantastic for the program overall with postseason. Clarion just has so much potential in that with Heater, Crawford, all of them, that this could be the year that they finally get back on track and get the women's basketball program some good PR.
So Leslie Stamp inbounds it to Matthew. IUP lost their last matchup against number 1 Gannon. It was an 8-point loss. And here we go, Matthew for 3. Oh, she feels it. I think she does. It's 15-13.
Clarion, they're just, whoever's guarding Matthew's going to have to play it up tight and hard on her.
Heater gets that one to roll. Quick passing there. That's where Clarion sees the spark. There's Wareham. Started 7 games this season. Now Stoner with the ball, over to Stamp. And Matthew for 3. Oh!
That's why Crawford, no, it's Holmes guarding Matthew. She's going to have to play higher on her. Can't let her get those points. She's feeling it.
A miss there by Clarion. Here comes Wareham. Pass over to Stamp. Pass to Wareham. And Wareham trying to direct her teammates. Matthew saying, hey, Holmes, what you got? She shoots again and misses this time. Stoner collects it with one arm and draws the foul.
Looks like right now IUP's focusing their offensive plays and everything on Matthew, and why shouldn't she? You know, why shouldn't they? She's definitely cashing in on the big bucks.
So Stamp will inbound it. Right there's Matthew. And ball goes off Tanea Holmes.
That's again right there. All their plays right now focusing on getting Matthew the ball.
So here we go. IUP inbounds it, gets it to their star, Marita Matthew. Without the other star, Sarah Pasterik. And Wareham beyond the three-point stripe. Stamp will get the pass inside to Brooks. And trying to shoot again is Matthew, but covered up. Stamp for three. No good. Heater the rebound. And we'll give it off to Tanea Holmes. Slovolchik driving inside over Zane Brooks. No good. And a turnover. Matthew takes it the other way. 6 minutes to go. The Crimson Hawks lead 18-15. Traveling on Zane Brooks as Jasmine Boyd checks in for Clarion. Checking out, Alea Miller.
So far, it's been tough. Right now, they're focusing in, like I've said, on Matthew and that. And Holmes having a little difficult time defending against her. She's just going to have to do better.
Jasmine Boyd gets the pass off, but a foul called.
It's on Stoner, I believe.
An IUP. Substitution on the floor. Stoner checks out. As in comes Melanie Todd. And Talon Watson checks in for Wareham. So Tanea Holmes will inbound to Hannah Heater. There's Jasmine Boyd. Wants to be an All-American. Coach says she's a hard-nosed player. Gives it off to Holmes, and a turnover once more as Todd takes it the other way.
Looks like we got a charge here. Or no, we got an offensive foul.
On Todd.
Break for Clarion.
So 18-15, Clarion trails. Hosting IUP, 5:33 to go in this one. And it's first half.
IUP still doing that press, not relenting on that front.
There's Heater. Pass tipped up in the air, it's intercepted. Stamp taking it the other way. 3-on-3. Todd flips it up, and right there's Brooks. She's ready to go.
That was a shame. Clarion, excellent defense, but no one was there to get the rebound.
Brooks was ready to go right there. So
sloppy passes. Clarion getting a little sloppy now at the end of the half. Can't do that.
8 turnovers now for Clarion.
We got Dieter going in there for Heater, I believe.
Also Lisa Burton checks in the ball game. Checks in the ball game. And Matthew will take it up for IUP. Under 5 minutes now, 20-15, Clarion trails. Talon Watson over to Matthew, beyond the arc, no good.
Slow fouling game, not a lot, 6 total. Not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
Matthew and Watson. Watson gives it to Stamp. She says no problem and gets Dybert on her back. Boyd to Savolchik. And an interception, Stamp. Oh my, clean cut to the basket. And 2 shots coming.
You can kind of see the frustration on Clarion. Definitely frustrated on this front. They were doing a pretty good job breaking the IUP press. Not so much anymore, and looks like Coach Parsons noticing it. She's calling a timeout, trying to rally her troops here.
Only 30-second timeout here, and when you look at IUP, 16 wins on the year, 6 wins on the road, 8 wins at home. They've won 11 conference games overall. And head coach of IUP, Jeff Dow, entering his 5th year, looking to take IUP to the playoffs for another year. I mean, every year he's been here, he's been taking them to the postseason.
Definitely has established a really good program for IUP women's basketball. If you have that record and with most likely another playoff round, just does wonders, and something that Clarion, I'm sure, is trying to emulate.
Dow led IUP to the playoffs last year in the PSAC tournament, all the way to the semifinals, as Stamp will shoot once more.
IUP slowly getting a pretty good lead on Clarion. It's only the first half, but still, you don't want to give IUP, a team like IUP, first of all, that much of a lead. Can get you right out of a game.
Shot by Stamp goes through. And here we go. Savolchik gives it off, a rotation of passes. Holmes strokes a three. 24-18 now, as IUP takes it the other way. Marita Matthew inside to Stamp, taking it down the lane. Foul called.
Looks like it's going to be on Savolchik again. Savolchik, it's happened every time she's come in. There's always something just a bit off. She does a bunch of good stuff, but then every time she does a good thing, she does like 5 bad things on top of it.
Immediate timeout here as the cheerleaders come onto the floor. So with that said, we talked about Sarah Pastrick. You mentioned, Michaela, how she's a huge loss. She's scored 248 points this season. From free throw stripe, she's averaged almost 82%. About 6 rebounds per contest and almost 14 points per game, and just a huge loss. She also broke history here this season, becoming the 20th player in IUP history to hit the 1,000 point mark. It just makes you say, hey, I mean, we're happy to have her. I mean, it makes you feel, you have to enjoy the good times. Yeah. You really have to cherish those moments when she's out there on the floor.
Yeah, it's almost like, it's a break for Clamp. It's almost a shame to see her out, good player. But again, a very solid player. She's out. A little more pressure on the other IUP players to step up their game, which right now Matthew's having field day here with Clarion. It's something that Clarion's going to have to overcome. You don't have that player to worry. You don't have Pastrick to worry about, but you still have the rest of the team.
So Matthew gives it out on the inbound to Watson, and now Matthew has it again, taking on Raven Jones. There's Lisa Burton inside, turnover, and Clarion has it. And Tanea Holmes takes it the other way. Tight defense right now, Michaela.
And that's been where IUP's been getting Clarion to commit all their turnovers, just playing some hard, tight D.
And another turnover.
Another thing, too, about the IUPD is they've been trapping players, like, right and left, and that's been causing Clarion to make a lot of those stupid turnovers. Again, just another thing Clarion's going to have to overcome if they want to win this game.
Number 14, Alexis Aiken, checks in for Lisa Burton, number 22, as Matthew gives it off to Watson once more. And inside, Zanae Brooks misses. How about Aiken, though, drawing the foul?
I said earlier, not a lot of fouls. Now there's definitely a lot of fouls. And
Marita Matthew with 12 points so far. The clear leader for IUP. And for Clarion, 6 points each, Tanea Holmes, and 6 for Mariah Gator, as Laisha Crawford checks in for Tanea Holmes. Coach Parsons says, I need a rest here. I need to get some rest in for. So here we go. A miss by Aiken.
Clarion only 6 back, so they're 7 back, I should say. Still have a ton of time to catch up. It's got to settle down just a little more, which I think they're doing, but still, that IUPD is proving to be one huge obstacle to overcome.
25-18. A miss there by Raven Jones, IUP the other way. 25-18, Clarion trails, an errant pass from IUP, and Clarion has it again. 2:29 left.
We've got Dybert checking in there. get some more rebounds, hopefully, for Clarion.
11 turnovers thus far for Clarion, 8 for IUP. So the freshman Gator over to Dybert, and Jones throws another pass herself. Inside to Gator, and draws the foul.
There we go. That's what Clarion needs to do right now. If you can't get past this IUPD, gotta draw some fouls and then get on the line and get your points from there.
Foul on Marita Mathy. So Gator, the freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, won a championship in AAU ball with our high school team. Watson out, Wareham back in. So here we go.
Now Clarion kind of taking a page out of IUP's book, pressuring IUP as they come down court.
25-20, under 2 minutes to go in this first half at Tippin Gymnasium. Anthony Fusa here alongside me, Michaela Williams. And Marina Wareham strikes a three.
It's definitely something you don't want to see at the end of the half, especially Clarion was only 5 points from striking distance.
I think the defense is a little damp here for Clarion. It's raining, pouring buckets of threes.
Just need to play up on their players like IUP. That's what IUP is doing to Clarion. Clarion just has to do the exact same thing.
Leslie Stamp going against two defenders, a miss, but a foul called on Zanae Brooks. And so Clarion will inbound it, thanks to Dan Dybert.
It's a break there for Clarion because I was looking down there. Not a lot of players. I don't know if even one was boxing anyone out there. That was just I believe it was over the head. The only reason why Clarion has the ball right now.
Gator outlets to Gator. Another three, folks, another one. 28-23, about a minute left. Crowd going nuts on that. Zanae Brooks. Marita Matthew.
Got 14 seconds on the shot clock. Probably trying to get one shot here.
45 on the game clock. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Here we go. Turnover. Not clutch at all. Heater taking it down the lane. No good. And Matthew. Foul called on Raven Jones, 21.
A little frustration here. I can definitely see Hannah Heater not happy at all about that last play. She thought she had it. Coach Parsons probably equally as upset.
So a 30-second timeout on the floor. 6 fouls per club. IUP shooting 32% and shooting almost 40% from three. Clarion shooting well beyond the arc, 5 of 9, and they're overall 8 of 26 on the day in field goals.
It's a number you definitely want to be higher. It's definitely something you need to improve there.
Gator now with 11. Hannah Heater only with 4 points and 5 rebounds.
Still, as long as she plays some good D and get the rebounds, her points will come. No sweat about that.
Sanaya Brooks inbounds it again to Marita Matthew.
Clarion pressing them in kind of a diamond formation there, hoping to stop IP. Doesn't look like it worked that well.
Foul called on Clarion. Leslie Stamp goes to the line for 2. And makes that one. Now 29-23, just 22 seconds left in the first half at Tippin Gymnasium. Clarion trying to make it into the playoffs with just 5 games left, 3 back entering the day of that 4 spot.
They They can also get a home playoff game too if they win and catch up to Cal U here. Should be a huge, big bonus there for Clarion. Maybe an advantage if they get into the playoffs.
So 20 seconds on the game clock. 7 fouls on Clarion. So Wareham off to Matthew. Just trying to waste the rest of this first half away. So Matthew takes a three. Is it magical? No. And that's that, folks. IUP already clinching a playoff spot not too long ago. Leads at the half, 29-23. Clarion, well, Michaela, what's the key here to the second half? They've been struggling from the field. Of course, so has IUP.
Well, so far, it could have been a lot uglier, let me tell you. IUP could be up by, who knows, 10, 20, 15 in that, but Clarion's definitely staying in that. The only thing I would say is right now the big difference is IUP's defense is in your face, really making Clarion work and commit stupid turnovers, I could say. Clarion so far, really, their biggest problem is getting over that and just shooting. They've been missing too many shots. If they can fix those things, maybe even be a little more aggressive on their D and turn the tables here on IUP, so to speak, they can definitely take this game from IUP.
Clarion shooting almost 31% from the field. IUP shooting almost 31% from the field. It's been raining threes, though, a combined 10 threes between these two clubs. We'll go to halftime. Here at Tippin Gymnasium, it's 29-23. Can Clarion get close to the playoffs? We'll find out. Enjoy the halftime, everybody.